Hey yo, little man, what's going on, everyone? Nick here from Little Man YGO, back at it again with another video, and this time we are going over the Tengu format cards that are expensive. But before we jump into the video, we are at 540 subscribers. Whoa, my goodness gracious. Thank you so much for all the love and support you've been giving to the channel so far. These market watches are surprisingly pretty popular. You guys like to see what cards are expensive. Maybe there's some money that you had before that you did not know before. So take the time to actually subscribe to the channel just so I can keep making the wonderful content that you guys enjoy. I will wait. Awesome. Now, also, we're on a Discord. So the Discord link's going to be in the description before. Come hang out with the team and ourselves. We have a good time. And when you're there, make sure to add the role, or else you're going to come and be like, why is there no channels? That's why you got to add the role. So make sure you're paying attention to that. I want to come and hear your thoughts and maybe answer some prayers. I don't know. I'm not God, but maybe I am God today because we're finding some decent money in your pocket for things that you did not know that you had. Starting off with the Tengu plant stuff. Again, love the market watches. Tell me the stuff that you love about this market watch. So, starting off with Max C. Holy shit. This card is insane. It's like $15 across the. Y'all are sick. 17, 3 for 17. The commons are benched at $17, man. Holy super rares. Looking over at these right now, these are around the same price point of 15, 16. Usually when you see these, the gold, the poopy gold rares, the super rares are all within pricing of one another. Max C for the ultras are typically a little bit higher than that for the legendary collection. Let's talk on the ultimates for a second, because I remember when these things, like some jabronis were paying $800 for these, which is crazy, crazy. If you were one of those people who spent $800 on a near mint Max C back into the day, please take the time and look in the mirror and evaluate how fucked you are. That's okay. We've all bought super shit in the past, but now these are hovering around 320 for mod play. You have a bunch of the foreign ones. We don't care about the foreign ones. It's English, English only. Hair, yes. 390 for light play, and then 400 for about near mint there. So, when it comes to Max C, the card is banned in the TCG. Its OCG printings are also pretty expensive too. I mean, I think you just bite the bullet and just get these, spend 40 bucks on a playset and call it a day. Agent Sacred Wyvering, this is in the Agent Extra deck, and it's like very important. It has some overlap into Edison, but as you see here, this Synchro Monster is some serious, serious coin. I don't know if I covered it in my Edison Market Watch. I was too lazy to check, because if I did, let me know. So I have 18, 18, 19 dollars on these, and these are selling, man. Look at this shit. 227, 25, 21, 20. Like, these have been selling a lot recently, especially in preparation for the 3v3 Time Wizard itself, which is bananas. So if you have this shit synchro in your bulk, guess what? It's $15. You're welcome. Leeching the Light, a really powerful side deck card against the agent deck itself. You basically like just summon a monster, and all of your monsters just gain the attack and they get really fucking huge. But this only has one printing. So these cards are touching over the $2 mark. So, and the reason why, like, very quickly, and the reason why I'm bringing this up, like, is because of the fact at 36 listings, that's very low. So if you're planning on playing like several Tengu events, like, you need to have two of these in your side deck. So I would get these rather now than later. Because like it just makes your agent matchups just so much easier. So much easier. Ryos are another topic of contention. The comments pushed down a little bit from the initial hype from the previous month, which is nine, but like paying $8, $9 for a common is absolutely ridiculous, especially if you need two of it. So that's on the low end side of things. The Thunder Kings for the alties, these are touching like 300 fucking dollars, which is absolutely batshit crazy. Like, but we're sitting at 220-ish, 270. Like, this is a very nice ultimate rare, but not at $270 nice ultimate rare. And I guess a little bit of a side thought that just popped into my brain. I'm having a deck crisis for this format. Have you guys ever had a deck crisis before? I don't know what to play in Tango Plant, and I want to play something that's base, something that's saucy, something that's cool. So please comment on a Tango deck that I should try out that isn't some standard jabroniism that I could typically work out myself. Close Forest, another like strong side deck card. The lower end printings have definitely been creeping up in value a little bit here. Looks like here that someone spent almost $4 on light play commons. Oh, Jesus, man. All right, this is not getting good. You need this for the side deck against Gravekeepers, and it's also good against Malefic Drain, too. That's the other deck I was playing around with Malefic Drain. I mean, it's a jabroni deck. It's not good, but like it was the deck I played back in the day, so it is what it is. But as you see here, Coast Forests are above a couple bucks for each copy. You only really need one in your side deck unless like you get absolutely stomped out by Gravekeepers. So, um, definitely get these sooner rather than later. Levier. So it looks like that every copy of Levier just across the board is well over $1. You have the commons that are just already creeping up. Like, look at this shit come up. 125. So if you have these in your book because you bought this legendary hero deck collection, you do have $1.50 card that's right in there. Otherwise, if you want a hollow printing, you're paying around $3 for it. So it looks like we're having 350 on the super rare here. Massive spikes up heading into the 3v3. And then Ultra's coming around $9. And let's check out the Ulti like very quickly because the Ulti is the creme de la creme. 37.31. Nearman first for $75. Whoa. These struggled to beat $20 for sets for not too long ago. It's going to be very interesting to see what the after effect of the 3v3 is going to do to typically Tengu format. Whether people are going to continue to play it or people just wanted the cards for the format for the play the event itself. Pretty much up in the air for that point. Orian Dragon. This thing has two printings, the ultra rare from Legendary Collection and the secret rare from Generation Force. You do need it in your Tengu Plan extra deck. You don't really need it in any other extra deck, which is fine, but we're looking at $15 for the unlim copies. My goodness gracious. And if you just randomly have the crazy stupid ultra rare in bulk, guess what? They're climbing $9, $10 for this. So this is like the Iron Chain Dragon of like the format. So with Tengu's popularity, obviously, and Tengu seeing like it is still going to be one of the best decks. It's not like any of the other like Go format has Go Control. Quick Draw is an Edison format. It's not like it doesn't seem like any deck is really rivaling Tengu a whole ton the way that it is before, especially since now people are going to start playing the format a little bit more, and it's going to be interesting to see what some of those possibilities lie. Steel Swarm Roach. I think this card is ass. I do not think you need this card at all, but this card is almost $5 for just the super rare itself. Thunder King already does this, but better. If you're slapping two fours together, then to make this, it's good against agents. Like, what could you say? It's pretty good against that shit. Anyway, $15. Dearman first for 28. Absolutely not. It did have some current format application not too long ago. From trying to negate Kashtira summons and it being not a once per turn is what the thing it has going for it. But I would offload these. I think an OTS comment is absolutely going to kill the value of this card. Debunk. So Debunk is a side deck card. It's like your Call by the Grave, except for the post sports stuff. But you see the commons are revving up really quickly to almost becoming $1. So just wanted to give you guys a warning side right now that you should probably get the copies of Debunk sooner rather than later. The secret rares from Legendary Collection were whoa, Nearman first for 10s. That's great. 12s. Holy, and then Nearman first goes to $17. Holy, let's go to the OG prints. I'm an OG print kind of guy. Hey, let me know also. I know, let me know what deck to play, and also let me know what types of printings you like, whether it's OG print or whether you prefer like the secret reprints and the legendary collections and stuff like that. But obviously, as you see here, we're coming up under the $4 mark here, which is absolutely bananas. So that is the way that it is. Dimensional Prison. So this card is had a recent reprint in Maximum Gold, and it's touching around $3. The reason why we're touching about here is because in this format, Deep Prisons is arguably better than Mirror Force because against the TG matchup, this helps eat these cards up. So as you see here, a massive dip down in value, but we're climbing almost a $4, $5. Same shit there. But every single copy of Deep Prison is well over $3 just across the board. And let's go to the creme de la creme real quick. And it looks like that these have been going down over time, which is like very, very nice to see. But you're seeing a lot of damaged copies because let's face it, all these kids bought the video games and just like chewed on these copies of Deep Prison. You know, kids destroy everything. But we're looking at $24 for a light play, which is absolutely crazy. So, TG Striker, did you know that every copy of TG Striker is well over $1? Because I did not know that. The ultra rare right now is sitting at 11, 12, 10. I know that there's newer TG support that just came out, maybe not this past set, but the set before, that helps enable this card a little bit better. But if you were cracking open a ton of Extreme Victory and you were opening OTS 9 back in the day, guess what? You have a penny stock right on your hands. You almost have a $2 common right here, which is absolutely bananas. So obviously just things to consider if you're planning on building TGs. Skill drains. Make it drain, baby. Make it drain. Skill drains themselves have been we remember this card being $10, right? And then during the year, I think this past 2024, but the year before that, they reprinted this card 4 or 5 times, which absolutely annihilated the value of this card. But as you're seeing over here, for especially some of the higher end ultra copies, that these are turning into $3, $4 cards right here. The rares are almost going to be coming up to $2 across the board, $2 commons too. So they're creeping back up. They're not under the dollar like they once used to be. Even the Dark World deck, like the Dark World version, where people did open up this card a lot. Um, you needed them a lot, at least it seems like more than 6 months ago. I know that there was Runic Stun that played this card, and this card is still at 3 in the TCG. But as you see here, still constant sales rates at the $1.50 mark. Fable Cassette, these copies of cards are not expensive entirely, but I was taking a look at the DT version over here and we have one version left for $15. Please, 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 please do not buy this card for $15. I'll check tomorrow. And if you're one of these people who bought this because you saw the video, then you're an absolute jabroni. But you should subscribe anyway. Arcanite Magicians are all pushing over $1. Obviously it has some crossover to Edison format. The card's amazing, right? It's lights, it pops 2 cards without triggering Starlight Road. We're almost at $1 here. We have so many copies that are holding the fort down, so you're pretty much okay with the lower end versions of it. But obviously, if you want the nice little OG super rares, you're paying $7, $8 just for that. Scrapyard, the Rhoda for scraps. These have not got reprinted yet, and they're continuing to go up. So $5, $7, $5. Nearman Unlim's 11. Let's see what we have left here. Mod play first for 8. 12. Dog. Yo, come on. It's a road. I mean, you need 3 of it. I get it. And it might have some new format application too. I don't think so anymore. But yeah, man, like if you have these in your bulk, they're $12, $13, and one reprint is going to kill them. Speaking of scraps, the Scrap Archfiend also just did not get a reprint, and we're low on quantities on these too. These are touching a little bit over $1 at this point, which is 2,700 attack vanilla. I mean, I've gotten some comments that like say like, hey, I don't think like $1 or a $2 card, if that's the lowest base of it or the lowest price, is like a lot of money. But considering that, like, and the way in which I always view these type of things is that the lower the barrier to entry is, the better. And also I wanted to have it be noticeable because I did not know a lot of these cards myself are worth more than a couple bucks. So like, even if you have that and you're able to dig through your bulk, you could pretty much pick out some nice stuff here and go sell yourself that stuff on YBM and the Facebook marketplace. Like, go make yourself a little extra money so you can buy Amaryllises. There you go. Nap Beasts. So Nap Beasts are all creeping over $1 too. You do have this one copy here from the Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1. These are underneath $1, but we see every other version across the board it being more than $1. So it's very interesting to point out there. The dual terminal is obviously the Stony Baloney's crazy. I think that these were needed in a meta deck a while ago, which is why they were $150. But as we see here, someone spent $95 a couple days ago, 90 the day before, and then 101 for near mint. That's bananas. Black Horn of Heaven. So this card sees some fringe play in the format. It's also all over $1 for most copies. So besides the Cyberdeck Impact one, which is, a couple of cents here and there, well, $2, $1. You're almost creeping over to $1. If you have hollow copies of this card, where it does a crossover to a couple of different formats too. I remember playing this card in Duelist Alliance format. I remember playing this card because like you could stop the pendulum I think you could stop pendulum summons, at least maybe for a bit. No, you couldn't. I think they eroded the card to like make it. Yeah, you can't. But I remember this card had some past format applications, a strong card overall. Even the Astral Pack 8 copies are like $1. So some food for thought right over there. GK Recruiter. Um, it has a speed dual printing, it has an ultra rare printing, and has a rare printing. And all of them are the same amount of money. And this was printed in a speed dual set that was like not like a it's not like the newer boxes that come with guaranteed product in it. These earlier sets did not sell too well. So it's very easy to see some of these cards almost at $4. My thoughts on this is that we might get this reprinted in a future speed duel set. That's usually my worry when it comes to cards like that are already printed in speed duels, and then once they're reprinted again, it annihilates the value of the card. But there's also rumors going on that we might not have speed duels anymore, which makes me sad, even though I don't cover that format at all. Um, it's been really cool from the times I played it. But if you want the hollow legendary collection ones, we're looking at $6, $7, $7 across the board. Okay, so there's your Gravekeeper Recruiter market. Infernity Archfiend. So, this non once per turn bungus is now touching $4 or $5 for a common dog. Yo, look at this gold series right here. They're creeping up too, 5559. And it's not like there's new support that's coming up for this deck either. I know Konami's scared of giving support to this deck because this deck support is absolutely outrageous. This deck is the reason why we threw once per turn clauses on our cards. But yeah, every copy of this card is over $5, which is absolutely bananas. So if you have these commons in your bulk, guess what? They're $5. Glow up bulb. So Glow Up Bulb is banned at the TCG. It's at 1 in the OCG. We could definitely see this card come back in the future, but you start seeing some people who are buying serious quantities of this card. 6, 4, 3, 4. So people are buying a few copies of this card at the time in anticipation of for this card to come back into the TCG. Also, you do need it for your plant decks in Tengu format. So as you see here, all the other hollow copies, even the Return of the Bling or the Return of the Bungus, because look at this skull. Gross. I don't want to see. If you have these gold rares in the deck and you're playing against me, I will politely ask you to leave. My goodness gracious, how disgusting these are. $1.40, almost creeping two. $1.22 shipping. Holy shit. So almost $3, $3. And then let's check on the oldies, because the oldies pop up and down for at least a little bit. Obviously, you see that big spike up to $100 upon um the announcement of the card coming back to 1 in the OCG. I don't know if we'll see it again because this card has just not seen play in the OCG since returning to its status. Bye bye Needle Fiber. Bye bye. And then lastly, Mystic Piper. This deck is fun. I like playing this deck a lot, but it's like it has like Amaryllis syndrome. That's what I'm gonna call these cards that are like high end and higher rarity and not reprinted. But the problem with it is that it's TCG legal. So as you see over here, people are clearly buying these cards $23 for a near mint unlibs, 22, 29, 3 unlimbs for 25. That's not bad. And then we have some first sets over here that were getting cleaned off of the market. So let's see what we have listing wise left. If we went to the why play section, 25s to $30 a piece. So I mean, okay, so if you're a diehard fan of this card and this deck, because I know there are people who exist like that. Shout out to Funch on our team who absolutely loves this card. Um, d- it's gonna get reprinted at some point or another. Maybe it won't. Maybe people will just do not know this card exists. It was not in any of the topping lists that I've seen from the 3v3, so it could go really much under Konami's radar. Um, But if this deck starts performing better within the format and it's gearing more towards this direction, I could definitely see this card being the menace that it is in terms of pay scale. But I don't see this card going more than $30. You should probably sell these copies if you don't have so already. So that's all I got for you guys today. If I missed any expensive cards, please let me know in the comment section below. I know you're writing a bunch of comments because I'm asking you for a bunch of things, but the engagement is what keeps me motivated to do these things. So please subscribe. I'll see you guys all later in this week for some more Edison, Retro, Market Watch. I don't know what's the next format I should check, but let me know below. Thanks. Have a great day. Stay safe, y'all.